Welcome back to another episode of the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. Hi, you guys. I have not been here for a couple weeks, and we have so much to talk about. I have so many updates for you guys. And the reason I've been ghosting you guys, not really ghosting, this has been more intentional, is a couple things. The first thing is because I launched my first ever JV partnership, which is a joint venture, meaning me and another business owner coming together to collaborate and bring juiciness and our own magic and gifts to work together as partners to build a business together or a layer of business together. And through that joint venture, we ended up launching a podcast. And so our podcast together is called Unfuckably Feminine. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple. You can search it up. And I will link it below in the show notes. And you can go listen to, we have at this point 4 episodes. I think our fifth episode's dropping sometime this week. So you'll have 5 episodes to binge immediately. And Unfuckably Feminine is our take on business and the industry shifts and how we have really seen what this looks like and putting together shadow work and spirituality and embodiment and being a woman and being feminine with also being a business owner, right? And how you can mend together strategy plus spirituality. And so that has been our joint venture. We also launched a 6-week intensive to come learn from the both of us. Allison Grass is my JV partner. She was a former client. We were friends, and through our time working together, we became really good friends and business partners. And it was just like this thing that manifested, and it's been incredible. It's been so fun to have a business partner, and nonetheless someone that you like really connect and vibe with. And we both share so many things. We have very similar stories and upbringings and traumas, and then also both with chronic mystery, illness, pain situations. And so together, we decided let's put our brains together, our magic together, and create Unfuckably Feminine. We dropped the podcast a couple weeks ago. Our 6-week live intensive, also called Unfuckably Feminine, a new way to trailblaze business, drops on September 3rd through October 8th, those 6 weeks. The links will be down below, but that's been part of the reason I've been gone is because of this. And then the second reason that I've been gone is because of my very own life journey. There's a lot going on in my life. So, as you guys know, I have been rebirthing myself and my business for the last year and a couple months now. And through this journey, I have been also doing healing work, inner healing, nervous system healing, body healing, somatic healing, trauma healing, because of my own mystery, illness, pain, etc. And so I've really been on a journey to find solutions and also from burnout, from running my business and my life like a man, and from totally being in this place of like, this is not working for me anymore. And I need to do things differently. My business needs to be run differently. I'm a mom of two. That needs to be run differently. The way I show up in my marriage needs to be differently. And so I've been on a really deep, deep, deep healing journey, as well as a chronic illness journey. And with all of that, I have and said that I want a business that brings me freedom, that brings me flow, that brings me peace and ease, that is lazy luxury, that's more time off, more time with my kids, more time being creative, painting, going outside, really having this place of freedom. And that's what I've built. And with that, I don't pressure myself to do things for the sake of doing them, for doing things because I feel like I have to and I'm supposed to. So I had other creative ventures going on and I'm taking care of me. And so this was just not the very first priority on that list. And now I'm back and that's the way I'm running my business. And while there's a lot of consistency in my business and my work, there's also so much space for freedom and flow. Now, also on the flip side of that, my grandmother has her lung cancer has returned. She's been in and out of the hospital for weeks on end for the last couple months. And so that's also taking the forefront. Summer's ending. My oldest is about to go back to school. So I've been a lot more in the weeds of parenting. Um, yeah, and I've just not pressured myself to show up through this journey. But I did want to come on here today and just give you guys an update and talk to you about what is going on in my world, my new JV partnership, the way that I'm running my business right now, and what that looks like, and what has worked for me, and where I'm seeing the industry going. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. The next thing I want to tell you guys or ask you guys before I get into this episode is if you know someone who is an intern for social media, brand growth, social media growth specifically, and they would like to join my team, send them my way because I'm looking for a growth intern. Now, this person specifically needs to be someone who knows how to grow a brand on social media. It's growth specific. It's not just social media management. So they need to be a full on know how to grow a brand on social. That's why I'm looking for an intern because typically they study these things in school and this is what we're adding to the team. So if you know someone, send them my way. Okay, let's get into today's episode. Today I want to talk about building a business and what's happening in the world, what's coming. Actually, I have one more announcement. I promise. We have been apart so long. I have all these announcements. The last announcement I have is that my expansion room mastermind is doubling in price at the end of August. So if you want to be a thought leader, if you want to grow a business in your way, in the way that we're going to talk about today, then join the expansion room mastermind. It also includes academy, but the price is going to double next in a couple weeks. So you're going to want to be in there. The Expansion Room Mastermind is about becoming a thought leader. It's about building a brand, a business, a movement where you are fully expressed in your business. It's about building a business through embodiment and storytelling and soul and depth and not running a business the old way. The playing by the boring ass rules they don't care about, playing the outdated rules, the bro marketing, the follow my 7 steps to be successful. You want to be fully sovereign CEO status. You want to scale as a thought leader. You want to have depth and soul, and you want to have a movement that changes the world or your industry. You care more about depth and story and soul and impact and truth more than trends and ego and surface level and strategy alone. This is the space for you. I will link my mastermind down below. Price is doubling in a couple weeks. Okay, let's talk about what's happening in the industry. What is happening? What is happening in the industry? Well, here's what I can tell you. We are seeing so many shifts in our industry. One of those shifts being that in 2020, we had a massive influx of people come in because of COVID, and they fell into the whole business is easy. You can make so much money. You can make $1 million with your eyes closed while you're shitting. And they came into the industry and found out that that is just not true. So they left. And through those 5 years of all of that happening and more people leaving and more people realizing it's not actually that easy, what happened was a lot of people on the consumer end got burnt. And then we have the people who are still in the industry who learned that the way of running a business in that way is no longer working. So that trifecta of people leaving, people being hurt by the industry, and then people realizing that that's actually not the right way to run a business as a woman or that they even enjoy. We have now landed in this trifecta, if you will, of what's next. The people are buying slower than ever before. People are so tired of posting and hoping people buy from them. People are burnt out. People are fatigued on both ends, on the buyer end and the seller end. And so this is what I have come up with over the last year, but also kind of what I've always done, which is embodiment based business. Embodiment based meaning you are a walking embodiment of your work. Your work is your story, it is your mission, it is your movement, it is your life, it is what you've been through, it's what you believe in. And while maybe that is triggering to some, it's not meant to be triggering, it's just the truth, right? And because the truth is triggering by nature, some people won't like it, and some people will absolutely love it. And this way of building a business has worked for me for a very long time of sharing my story and my journey of what I've been through and what I'm doing and being a thought leader and trailblazing a new way of business, right? And so when I met Allison, my JV partner, this was what I cracked her open to, which is thought leadership, storytelling marketing, embodiment-based marketing. So when you're embodied in your work, you're giving examples of what you've been through and clients have been through, right? You're touching on this educational piece, but it's through embodiment because you've walked the walk and you've had other people walk the walk, but at minimum, you've walked it because people want to learn from real people who take their work very seriously. People are so tired of the surface level bullshit, the fake marketing, the post 17 times a day to be successful. Like people are just done, women specifically, mothers specifically. It's like it has to work for my life. It has to allow me healing. It has to meet these requirements of what I need in my life as a woman, as a mother, as someone dealing with chronic illness, or maybe all three. And I cannot be strapped and tied to funnels and freebies and 15 offers and like this really, really dense way of building a business. And on the consumer end, people are tired of the AI generated content. People are tired of you talking at them. People are tired of outdated ways of 7 steps for this and 5 steps for this. People want to feel your energy. People want to feel this embodiment that you have. People want to learn from people that have actually done the work and done the thing. People want to learn from people. And we've been seeing this a lot even on TikTok over the last year is brands and businesses, Pop-Tarts, waffles, attorneys, doctors are hiring social media managers to run their brand, their business as a real human. And for some of them, it's jumping on trends, but for most of them, it's having a story, having a personality, and showing this like different way of doing business, right? Different way of being. And that's where we're going. That's where we're shifting to. And so that's what I teach, right? So in my academy, Breadwinner Energy Academy, I help you rebirth yourself first because before you can actually be a thought leader, before you can actually tell other people what to do, you have to do it on yourself. So inside of Breadwinner Energy Academy specifically, we work on two things, shadow work and embodiment. Because until you've done your shadow work and until you've embodied this next level version of you, you don't really become a thought leader. It's really hard to be a thought leader because you're like, I don't really know what I'm meant to do. I don't know what my movement is. I don't know what to say. What should I say? You ask AI, you ask your coach, you ask so and so. They don't know what to say. They tell you what to say, and that doesn't really work and it doesn't really feel good, and you don't know the way to run your business. So in Breadwinner Energy Academy specifically, we talk about the shadow work. We uncover your shadows. We find exactly what is holding you back. And we find what these pieces of you are. They're actually like your magic. And then we go through embodiment. How do you embody this into your day-to-day life? How do you become a walking embodiment of the things you want, the things you need, and the things you want other people to do? And then we move into being a sovereign CEO and we step into like, what are the base levels of business foundations to start to build this? How do you want your business to look? How do you want it to feel? How much freedom do you want? Like, what is the foundation of that? Now, after that, you move into my expansion room mastermind, and that's where we talk about being a thought leader and doing next level business, trailblazing a new way of business, right? Being a leader of your industry. So, like, if you're a real estate agent, I'm going to talk to you about like what makes you different. Like, do you integrate feng shui? Do you integrate house astrology, right? That would make you very different. What about your personality? What about your story makes you different? How can you trailblaze a new way for other real estate agents? And it's not just cookie cutter. Social media is literally just houses with a graphic of like for sale on the front of it because that's boring, it's mundane, and everyone looks the same, right? Instead of using real estate jargon, which the average person doesn't know or care, how can you be a real person embodying that of your seller? That's just one industry. I have a client in the Breadwinner Energy Academy specifically who decided, she's a psychic medium, but decided to go back to doing hair. So now not only is she a hairdresser, but she gives psychic medium readings in the chair while you're getting your hair done. That is a category of one leader right there. That is so different than what everyone else, psychic and a hairdresser, is doing. I have a CT tech that decided to integrate into her world mental health and unhinged storytelling of mental health and navigating being a real human with children, going through divorce, breakups, relationships, etc., as someone who works in the healthcare industry. That is category of one, right? And then all of them are integrating their stories and being a walking embodiment and showing the ups and the downs of their own life and how they're integrating that into business. This is the way of being unfuckably feminine. We as women are done. We're done being married to people, to men, to people in general who don't care about us, who are don't have our best interest. Women are done with the patriarchy, even more than ever before. Women are done being told what to do. Women are done not having their own money and freedom and finances. And women are done breaking their necks and their backs for everyone else and leaving themselves last. And that's my mission. My mission is to help women be sovereign in every way of your life: business, motherhood, leadership, having actual fucking freedom, mentally, physically, financially. Really getting to the generational curses and patterns that you're holding and carrying with you, and how you can break those for yourself, for your children, for your business. How you can make more money than anyone in your family has ever seen and change lives and have freedom all at once, right? And so the last few weeks, I've really been going to lots of appointments to find my own health stuff, diagnosis. I've also been eating healthier. I've also been working out. I've also been taking so much free time to sleep in, to do hypnotherapy, to see my chiropractor, to be a mom, to color, to paint, to dance to K-pop Demon Hunters, to literally just being a kid, playing outside with the kids, grounding in the grass, going on walks, car rides, like genuinely taking care of myself in so many ways, because I know taking care of myself in this way makes me such a better grounded leader, coach, mentor, and brand owner. And that is what I'm bringing to other women. So, we've talked about so much in this episode: what is happening in the industry, where we're seeing it going, my new JV partnership with Allison, Unfuckably Feminine. The podcast and our 6-week intensive is listed down below. I talked about what we do in Breadwinner Energy Academy, which is also listed below, as well as my expansion room mastermind, what we do, and that the price is doubling in 2 weeks, which is also listed below. And if you're like, hey, I have no idea, I don't know where to start, I would start with listening to Unfuckably Feminine podcast, or I would come over to my Instagram at it's Tay Daniels _ LLC. Tell me you listened to this episode, and then we can break down what is the next best step for you. Where are you at? What do you want? What kind of business do you have? What kind of business do you want to have? What kind of leader do you want to be? What do you really, really need in this moment? What do you need in this moment? And how can I help you? I have many different offers and courses and a free community. Like, I have so many resources for you. Tell me where you're at and how I can fulfill that. And as always, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll chat with you on the next episode.